Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. What Life Has Taught Me. Swami Ranganathananda. Chapter 7. Holland and Australia Invite Vedanta. I have personal experience of this Western response to Indian thought during my 28 years of foreign cultural lecture tours to about 50 countries from 1958 to 1986. Many of them organized by the Government of India. The impressions about this condition gained from these tours have been presented by me in my two illustrated books, A Pilgrim Looks at the World, Volume 1, 600 pages, and Volume 2, 800 pages, published by the Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, Bombay. As an example, I give below the response from Holland, Australia, Communist Czechoslovakia, Indonesia, and England. I had included my 5-day visit to Holland during my 4 months lecture tour of 17 European countries, 17 European countries, organized by the Government of India in 1961, beginning with Greece and ending with Soviet Russia. In 1970, when I was staying in a Geneva hotel on my way to United States of America on an American tour organized by the Temple of Understanding, New York, Dr. Rama Polderman of Holland, a great lover of India and who had met me in India earlier with his friends, met me in the hotel and requested me to visit Holland on a lecture tour and speak to them about yoga. They had already started a group called in Dutch, Sticking Yoga Netherlands. I said, I shall come, but not this year, but next year, 1971. I also said that I do not speak on yoga as physical exercise, in which they were engaged in then, but on the spiritual and philosophical dimension of yoga known as Vedanta. They replied, that is exactly what we want. They left, and I went to America. Accordingly, in 1971, they sent me my airfare, and I reached Holland and spent 3 weeks lecturing at various towns, including the Amsterdam University, for the first 2 weeks. In the last week, Dr. Rama and his friends had arranged a Vedanta retreat in a hotel of about 60 accommodation in a village called Oosterbeek. The whole hotel had been taken for the retreat. It was near the eastern town of Arnhem. Ooster in Dutch means east. Beek means river. That is the Rhine River to the west of Germany. The audience consisted of about 60 men, women, boys and girls, a cross-section of Holland's population, professors, doctors, youths and housewives. I gave lectures forenoon and afternoon on the Upanishads and the Gita. Regular study. They had the required books with them. It was followed by stimulating question-answer sessions for an hour or more. I have no language to describe the joy that they and also I experienced during that 1 week. I have no language to describe the joy that they and also I experienced during that 1 week. There was also a good sale of Ramakrishna, Vivekananda and Vedanta books. On the 7th day evening, there was a farewell session. 2 of them rose to speak to thank me. Emotion overtook them and they ended by saying, we have no words to thank you for the precious ideas and ideals you have given us. We have no words to thank you for the precious ideas and ideals you have given us. This program of 3 weeks visit to Holland, with lectures here and there and Vedanta retreat in the last week, continued till 1986. One of them translated my book, The Message of the Upanishads, into Dutch, which later on came out in a second edition. They changed the name of their yoga organization to Stichting Yoga Vedanta Netherlands and started to publish a magazine in Dutch on Vedanta. A few years after 1986, At the request of Dutch Vedanta devotees, the Ramakrishna Mutt Belu Mutt sent a Swamiji to Holland to conduct a permanent Vedanta center in Amstelveen sector of Amsterdam, housed in a large building. The same thing took place in Australia also, which I visited first in 1969 as part of my American tour, and from 1971 regularly till 1986. The Vedanta movement there soon developed into a permanent branch of the Sarada Mat of Dakshineshwar, Calcutta, with 3 sannyasinis working, whose activities cover that vast